Beautiful coin, perhaps too beautiful. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, this is the 1989. We're going to go ahead and just get this in there. I don't know. I don't like the number of that. Does not deserve to be in the class of other unsullied Libertads. We've done some sleuthing, and we've come up with some winners and losers here today. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Weekly Bullion. Well, in my last video, I tested 60 ounces of Libertad silver. And out of those 60 ounces, well, 57 ounces of those came back as perfect down the line on the Sigma Metalytics Precious Metals Verifier. However, these three coins had an issue. This first coin is a 1999 1 onza Mexican silver Libertad. And when I put this on the Precious Metals Verifier, it was out of range. And I was really disappointed to see that. And so I said, you know what? It's time to check this out with a more jaundiced eye. Bring out the scale, weigh it on the scale, check the calipers, and finally do a specific gravity test on it. So here's the coin. I'll bring out my magnet. The magnet is not really attracted to it. It kind of feels like it does with just normal silver. So that's good. That's reassuring thus far. Why don't we go ahead and measure this on the scale. And this is troy ounces. And as you can see, that measures out to exactly 1 troy ounce. So that's good. This second one, one thing I'll mention about this is, I went ahead and did the ping test, and I didn't do it live because I'm using my phone, but here's the sound. And when I did that, as you can see, it came back as being verified as proper silver with the pocket pinger and the tester that comes on the app associated with the pocket pinger. So that was reassuring, even though this did not test out on the Sigma Metallurgics machine. So I weighed it, it comes back to 1 ounce. So the next test we can do is look at the calipers. So the actual diameter of a coin such as this should be about 40 millimeters. And this is a little bit tough to see, but this is like 39.98. It's tough to get it right on the apex of the diameter. So that's pretty close to 40. And the actual width of this, the thickness of the coin, should be roughly around 3 millimeters or so. And that's as you can see, 2.96. Pretty close to 3. That's about 2.99. So that's looking like pretty good. Certainly not bad enough to where I'd say, okay, this is totally fake. So the next thing we're going to do for this is a specific gravity test. But before we go to that, let's look at this one as well. This is a 1993 Mexican silver Libertad. When I put this on the verifier, it was also out of range. Very, very disappointing to see that. Very disappointing to see that. Now, to test dates earlier than 2000 with the pocket pinger using the app, you've got to unlock it by purchasing the subscription. And I decided to go ahead and do that because I just wanted to know. It was $2.99 to unlock the app, and I think that's a subscription that renews. I'm probably just going to go ahead and let it renew for a while. To me, $2.99 is a pretty good value for something like that. And I tested this. And this also came back as good on the pocket pinger. And so I think this one was 3 out of 3 as being verified as good. And so I was pretty happy with that result. So let's go ahead and weigh this and see what it weighs out at. And this weighs at just under 1 ounce, and this could just be a function of just the scale. It's very close. It's within a tenth. It's really a hundredth of 1 ounce. Not sure if I can assign any real value to that. It's just so close. It could just be that the scale is just maybe needs to be recalibrated or something of that nature. That shows a 0. But even though it's missing that 1 ounce, it's within 1/100ths of actually 3/1000ths of a point of being 1 ounce. So I think that's within a margin of error as well. So the next thing we're going to do with this is also do a spec graph test. This one here was the 1989, and the 1989 was a little bit suspect as well. We'll just sit this on the Sigma machine, and there it is, slightly out of range. Slightly out of range. The magnet test on this was good as well. The ping test on this was also good. And I went ahead and verified it with the application, the iPhone application that's associated with the pocket pinger. There's the sound it makes. And this one came back as good. I think this was 3 out of 3 on the ping test. So this came back as good via the pocket pinger app. And so let's go ahead and measure this as well. And very similar. This is like almost right on the money at 1 ounce. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's the cheap scale. Certainly not enough to say, okay, this isn't silver, because it's barely out of range on the Sigma Metalytics machine. It was verified as being silver with the pocket pinger app, and on the scale, it's very, very close. Now, the other thing we can do is check the calipers. Now, these early Libertads, I think the diameter on these is 36 millimeters. And let's see if you can see that. My battery's getting a little bit low. So I think that's about the diameter. And that's, as you can see, there's 36. And then the diameter on this, on the thickness, the measurement on the thickness should be about 3 millimeters. And as you can see, this is about 3.4, 3.5. You know, tough to tell. I'm going to move it around. But it's showing that it's showing 3, so 3.5. Not quite sure what to make of that. Let's look at this one as well. This one is also showing similar measurements, so very difficult to know for sure. I'm not sure if there's any variation with some of these early Libertad coins that were minted by the Casa de Moneda. And this is also showing 36 in diameter. So these measurements are certainly turning out okay. So we've checked the Sigma Metalytics. It's suspect via the Sigma. We've checked them on the pocket pingers. They check out. We've checked them out on the weights. They check out. We've checked them out on the calipers, and they also check out. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to measure these and try to do a specific gravity test. And this is going to be the first time I've done this on camera, and I really haven't done this really since college. SGT Stacker has a great video on this that he put out a little bit earlier this week, where he was looking specifically at 90% silver, and I'll link his video up here. Please go and watch that. But he also takes you through how to do this specific gravity test, and I actually watched his video to make sure that I was going to do it right for you guys, and hopefully I will. So let's get right to that. So the first thing you want to do is understand that the specific gravity of silver is 10.49 grams. So what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and set my weight machine here from troy ounces to grams. So we're going to do that. Okay, and that's showing grams right there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, I'm actually very curious about this 1999, and yeah, it's got some scratches on it. It's definitely not the prettiest looking coin, but I'm going to go ahead and weigh this in grams. So the weight of this coin in grams is 479 grams. We're going to go ahead and write this down. So this is the 1999 Libertad, and it weighs 479.8 grams. Okay, that's very good. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, let's go ahead and weigh each of these actually. So this is the 1989, and this weighs 479.2 grams. So this is the 1989. Oops, 89, can't write. All right, anyways, let's keep moving. And this one is the 1993. So we're gonna write 1993 over here. And this is 478.4 grams. So all of these are very, very close. This is the 89. All right. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and get this water on here. And whenever we get this on here, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set this to 0. Okay, so we've zeroed it out. I'm going to go ahead and tie some string or some dental floss around this 1999 coin, and we're going to go ahead and get right to it. Okay, we're just going to dip this right in the water, make sure that it doesn't touch the sides or anything, or the ground. And what we have there is 457 grams. We have 45.7 grams. So we're going to put that right here, 45.7 grams. All right, very good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and weigh this one. Now what we have to do here is we've got to re-zero this out because we lost just a little bit of water. Okay, this is the 1989. We're going to go ahead and just get this in there. Okay, this is 46.3 grams, okay? So we're gonna write that down here, 46.3 grams. Okay. And now next we're gonna weigh this one. This is the 1993. Okay, we've tiered out the water, and we're going to go ahead and put this one in there. This is the 1993, and we are getting 47.2 grams. 47.2 grams. Let's write that down. And so what you want to do is divide this by that to get you the specific gravity. And let's just see what that is. Okay, so for the 1999, we want to divide 479.8. We want to divide that by 45.7. And that gives us 10.49 grams. And as we know, the specific gravity of silver is 10.49 grams. So we know that the 1999 coin, ladies and gentlemen, is real. That's a relief. Such a relief to know that the 1999 coin is real. So that's real, okay? This is safe to re-add to the stack. Next, we're gonna look at the 1989. Does it check out via the specific gravity test, or is it a fake? Let's get right to it. Okay, so for the 1989 coin, we're going to take the number 498.2 and we're going to divide that by 46.2. Here we've got something that's a little bit different. We've got a number that comes out as 10.78 grams. I don't know. I don't like the number of that. Let's look at this next one, okay? The 1993. So with the 1993, the number we're looking at here is 478.4 divided by 47.2. And the number we're getting here on this 1993, we're getting 10.13 grams. So this one's coming in high, and this one's coming in low, okay? So what I'm gonna go ahead and say is I'm doubting the authenticity of this coin, the 1989 coin, and I'm also doubting the authenticity of this 1993 coin. But I'm happy to know that this 1999 coin checks out on the specific gravity. And as we knew that on the Sigma it was a little bit off the edge, okay, but we had to do our additional testing. The Caliper test tested out. We knew that the ping test was definitely true, and we measured it, and this measurement was pretty much a perfect measurement. Let's just kind of look at it again. We're going to go to troy ounces, and that's 0, and we just put it right on there, and then boom, right at 1 troy ounce. So this is safe to re-add to the stack. This one here, this is the 89. Pretty disappointed with this. This came in a little bit light, a shade light, but then on the Sigma, it was off on the Sigma. I believe when I tested this one on the pocket pinger, it got 2 out of 3 as verified good. So, you know, it seemed like it might be good, but on the specific gravity, it comes in a little bit high on the specific gravity. So specific gravity is not right. Sigma Metalytics machine is not right. I've got to set this aside and say, I don't know what this is, but I'm not going to go ahead and put this in my stack and say that this is pure silver. It does not deserve to be in the class of other unsullied Libertads. Similarly, this 1993, beautiful coin, perhaps too beautiful, who knows, I don't know, but specific gravity comes in low, 10.13. Spec grav for silver should be 10.49. This coin hit it exactly. These other two coins did not. So here we go. Comes in a little bit light, you know, not much. And but also when we checked the diameter of these, or not the diameter, but the width came in like 3.5 instead of 3. And so when we're talking about the difference between like 3 millimeters and 4 millimeters, for these to be coming in as 3.5 on both of these, just struck me just as a little bit suspect. That's not the precision that I should see. And the specific gravity is off. So both of these coins, the 1993 and the 1989, I don't know. I don't like them. They're not going to stay in the stack. The 1999 checks out clean on all the tests, specifically the specific gravity test, the pocket pinger test, the weight, and even though it was just a little bit off on the Sigma, I can certainly deal with that because all the other tests verified it as true, and the specific gravity test definitely came back as like spot on. I couldn't have planned it any more perfectly than that. So here we have it, folks. This is why it's important to test your silver. We've done some sleuthing, and we've come up with some winners and losers here today. Just wanted to share this video with you guys. That's all I've got for you today. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with how the tests were performed? Do you have any suggestions on how the test could be performed better? And just let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video, please give it a like, a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends. That's all I've got for today, guys. Until next time, stay blessed and keep stacking.